This year, I believe, was the fourth installment of HomeGymCon in Louisville, Kentucky. The first year it was at French Lake, Indiana, but I think ever since then it's been in Louisville. I helped the Arm Assassin Strength Shop booth with Luke Raymond. He's the owner, founder of that company. Primarily, they specialize in arm wrestling and grip strength equipment, but Luke makes a ton of strength training equipment, cable attachments, different, arm wrestling table, anything. I mean, Luke really, when it comes to strength training or different bars or custom projects and stuff like that, Luke's really awesome to work with and knows what he's doing from the lifting perspective and making equipment for you guys. So not going to turn it into a huge commercial or anything, but yeah, check out Arm Assassin Strength Shop if you get a chance. It's one of the few companies that I ever mention on my channel or the show, and it's just because I've known Luke, the owner, for close to 5 or 6 years now. I've got to compete against him for about 4 to 5 years, and Luke's just a super solid guy as a competitor, as a business owner, just in general. Just an awesome person to work with. So I always like giving a shout out to the people that are, I don't know, just down to earth and doing things at a very high level that maybe get overlooked by some of the, bigger media stuff or some of the bigger names out there. So I did set up some grip show stuff this year. That was the first time doing that. I did help Luke and his wife Brittany last year set up some stuff for just the Arm Assassin thing. But this year I did take some grip show stuff and got to talk to some people that do follow the show and watch along. So it wasn't very many, but it was, it's not necessarily the demographic for that. Most of the stuff going on at the HomeGymCon is, different companies from the biggest players in the game to the smallest one-man shops. And they're just different fitness equipment, racks, pulley systems, machines, just different innovations are combining different pieces together and packaging it to where it can basically, fit within your home gym. And you could really, with the way some of these companies are pumping up stuff now, you really can order almost anything to your doorstep and have a better gym setup at home than you could going to your regular gym. Now, granted, depending on what you're buying or who you're buying from, that can get pricey, but the possibility's there. Whereas, maybe 20, 30 years ago, I don't know what that would have looked like versus now, but the home gym culture really, really boomed around 2020 there with lockdowns and a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, so the Home Gym Convention, basically right there downtown Louisville at the convention center, and you have just a huge, everywhere from, Rogue Strength or Rogue Fitness, their equipment. That's one of the biggest players in the game. And like I said, all the way down to me running my own little show, and I happen to be there. So it's a big spectrum of all people that are based around, it's all based around strength and home gym equipment. And that's kind of really the target audience, is people that have home gyms and want to expand their gym or upgrade their equipment. And companies are just trying to kind of evolve and make the best equipment they can for their audience. So, and they're also debuting a lot of products there. So like stuff at HomeGymCon, they'll come out, they'll, debut a brand new product or something that hasn't been on the site yet. And a lot of times they'll be doing releases there, so you get your hands on some of the cool stuff for the first time. With me running a booth and kind of taking care of my own stuff, I didn't really shop too much, and I have my home gym pretty much set up the way I want it. Doesn't mean I don't rotate or add some things here and there, but I don't need to. I keep it pretty simple, and I have enough little custom things that I've made or had made for me. A lot of it from Luke as well, but yeah. So I didn't worry about shopping. I was more so just kind of helping with the booth, running stuff, answering questions, demoing equipment, and then obviously, with me and Luke running some type of booth, there has to be, some stuff to lift. One, to show off the equipment, explain how it works, let people get hands on it and try whatever they want to try. Or test feats of strength, different challenges, similar to the Brookville Community Picnic, where I had some challenges set up. We kind of had a thing where if somebody picked up a certain dumbbell, they got a t-shirt for free. If you lifted the biggest dumbbell we had, you got a hoodie. And those were like the hockey hoodies with the laces up in the neck and everything. So they're like not cheap hoodies. They're real nice hoodies, but you had to lift a 200-pound inch dumbbell to get one. And we had to give a few out though. So yeah, there was definitely some bigger lifts at HomeGymCon versus the Brookville Community Picnic. But at the same time, it's all, I shouldn't say all, but it's primarily that population is going there strictly for gym equipment. These are people that that love it so much that they have home gyms typically, or they're building home gyms. And yeah, so it's really kind of cool. But so I'll just kind of start from the beginning. So Luke drove all the way out here from Pennsylvania, met up with me here in Ohio, and just cruised down to Louisville, packaged whatever stuff I had, thrown it in with his trailer and truck, and went down that way. And yeah, we really just got to set up on, what was it? I believe Thursday, or no, wait, Wednesday. We actually set up Wednesday and then ran Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I believe. So yeah, it was. Yeah, no, it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So yeah, Sunday we weren't there. Okay, I had to double check myself there for a minute, right? Been doing so much, but yeah. So just to get it quick, get the summary going here. Loaded up, went down there to Louisville, got our stuff staged. It's a very small note, but like it's kind of cool. I had a chance to meet Brian Shaw. So I'm not one of these people that like fanboys or does anything about celebrity stuff, especially one. I'm not. I don't know. I mean, I'm doing my own stuff too, so I'm not really, I don't know, going into fan mode over other people. But at the same time, I'm also not trying to bother them because they have a lot of actual fans that they can spend time with. But in this case, me and Luke were just unloading the trailer and kind of getting to the docks and moving vehicles around and stuff. And Brian Shaw happened to be unloading his stuff at the same time, so Luke had kind of talked to him. They were talking a bit. Not sure what they talked about. I went over, just kind of shook his hand because I was like standing there like kind of fifth wheel while I was unloading some stuff. So I went over, shook his hand, and got a chance to talk with his cameraman and some of the people there that came over to our booth and were trying to lift some stuff as well. So that was kind of cool. I mean, it's not every day that you get to just walk up and meet like 4-time World's Strongest Man winner. So yeah, I didn't get a picture, didn't do anything big. Just hey, cool, you need us to move the truck, we'll get out your way. Yeah, you can park here, da-da-da. So that was all it was, just a quick little handshake and then moving on. But a good way to start HomeGymCon, right? So then me and Luke get all the stuff set up. And from there, yeah, the first day or two, I don't know if it was our location or what was up, but we were in the back and it seemed like things were kind of going a little bit slower than normal. But we still had good traffic coming through, and it was still kind of coming in waves. It would kind of hit big, then 30 minutes might die down, then it would hit bigger, and it was kind of just hit or miss. So I felt like maybe the area or some of that traffic was slightly down where we were. But on Saturday, the final day, it really picked up. So I felt like Saturday was a really good day. And overall, I think HomeGymCon was a big success. I had a lot of fun doing it, but yeah, so I'm just going to kind of bring up some different lifts, but it was cool to get a chance to, and I don't want to leave anyone out, but man, I've just met so many people through the sport or through online gym community type stuff. So got a chance to see so many different people. And another good grip competitor, Ethan Mercer, showed up. Ethan Mercer's a really good arm wrestler and killer arm wrestler and good at, grip sport as well. Took second at the U.S. Nationals this year. Actually beat me in the 105 weight class, 105 being kilos, so 231 and under. But yeah, Ethan's a monster. So it was cool to hang out with him and do some lifts. Hunter D, who I mentioned, was helping me at the Brookfield Community Picnic. He was there again. He was competing in the grip competition across from us, and he still did a bunch of demo lifts and helped out at the booth as well when he could. So yeah, other than just kind of watching the grip competition across the way, selling different merchandise, answering questions, demoing handles, and doing all that, just giving people an idea of like what could be beneficial to them, what could help out their training. Hey, you already have this, you don't need that. Just that stuff that I don't know. It's just cool being in person versus having to like message someone online or run into some AI automated bot stuff, whatever. So it's cool to kind of get to just interact with people that are into some of the similar stuff, or at least they're into strength, or they're kind of questioning, hey, what about this? Or if I get into this, what should I get first? So all of that stuff is super helpful. It grows the sport. It's real interactions. It's real relationships with people. And that's always going to outlast, just posting stuff online and sharing it. I understand that spreads awareness. I understand that's good. I understand, help your buddy's thing out. Just click like, subscribe, and share. That's awesome, but nothing beats real people in person, 3D, actually doing stuff. That's going to always be king, because you can have 10 million followers online, but if you can't get 30 people to show up in a room, you're not selling anything and you're not actually running a competition really, or you're going to run a small one. You know what I mean? As opposed to what it really could be. So those are just things I kind of like to bring up or just keep in mind when I'm talking about stuff like this. But um, it's all like I said, it's awesome just interacting with the people and doing stuff in real time, meeting all these different companies, meeting all these different vendors, and seeing what they bring to the table, but then also allowing them a chance to see what grip strength is about. I can't name everybody. I can't bring up every booth I stopped at. I did do a walkthrough and kind of check the place out, but like I said, I wasn't really shopping for equipment for myself. So most of my time just kind of revolved around helping Luke out and then just explaining to people what the grip show was, or demoing lifts and doing some stuff to kind of entertain occasionally if I felt like we had a little bit of a crowd or had some momentum going. Yeah, check out some of the lifts, check out some of the pictures I got, and like I said, if you get a chance, check out HomeGymCon next year, and if and if you're interested in getting involved in arm wrestling or grip sport, I would highly recommend checking out Arm Assassin Strength Shop. And that's really going to do it for this one. Like I said, it's there's so much HomeGymCon content out there already on YouTube. If you just type in HomeGymCon, you'll find a million videos to get an idea and kind of see what it's like. And that might do more justice than just my pictures and everything else. But I can't do justice to the whole convention center. I'm just covering my small portion and kind of helping Luke out in this video, because if I tried to cover the entire thing like a lot of these, I guess YouTubers would do, that's their lane, not mine. They're better at it. They're filming for a different audience and a different thing, and that's not what I'm doing. So I'm just kind of recapping the smaller stuff here. But yeah, met a lot of people that I hadn't seen in a long time, met new people, and I don't know. It's just fun to see. It's fun to see people get the lifts and do it. It's fun to see people walk up and realize that it's way harder than they thought. It's almost a win-win. If they pick it up, it's awesome. You're happy for them. And if they don't, then you're like, yeah, it's harder than you thought, isn't it? So that always keeps it interesting, because it's a good outcome regardless, right? They have something to work towards, or, hey, we found out that you're pretty good at something, So that's always interesting. And yeah, as far as stuff to change for next year, I think I'll bring some more. I'll bring some different stuff, and I think there'll be some changes to maybe make what I can do a little bit more effective. But yeah, hopefully Luke will be back next year for that, and hopefully I can tag along with him again. And yeah, I don't know. Hopefully we can just kind of keep watching things evolve, or just kind of see as these different things, I don't know, start to take hold or build. Yeah, really just wanted to kind of summarize and break down my time with Luke at Arm Assassin Strength Shop, working, that stuff. But then, but yeah, I just like interacting with people and talking about training and stuff like that. It's always a good time, and it's probably one of the most fun aspects about the sport, or one of the most fun aspects of traveling and competing, is getting to see other people, or just get to introduce them to it and kind of represent a sport in a certain way, or, be an ambassador of the sport. And yeah, I just hope that, like I said, if certain companies are out there, or just regular lifters that are training, if you get a chance, check out HomeGymCon. And obviously, you don't have to wait around for HomeGymCon if you want to go to Arm Assassin Strength Shop and check out some grip equipment. So go ahead and do that. I'm going to actually get back to some technique videos after this one. So like I said, these rundowns, maybe a little bit summarized, maybe condensed, maybe a little scrambled all over the place. I'm behind. I'm pumping out videos just to get caught back up. And then once I'm caught back up, I plan on keeping it consistent and not falling off with releases. So really, that's about it. So going to let that one go. And yeah, tune in for some inch dumbbell tips, because that's a subject I know very well. And I'm going to do some pretty in-depth videos on Thomas inch dumbbell lifts and exercises to train for them. So for all the people that have been in the comments getting at me about inch dumbbell lifts, or how do I hold this, how do I do that, or what, I have 2 videos that are going to be longer coming out, and I'm going to be hammering a lot of inch dumbbell information, and it's going to be in depth. So if that's something you've been looking forward to, be ready in the next couple days. I'm putting something out. And yeah, anybody has any questions, DM me, reach out, comment, all that good stuff. And we'll see you next time.